Daniel Bernoulli was a mathematician who was born in 1700 on February 8th. He's famous for discovering Bernoulli's principle. He discovered this because he was experimenting with two different pipes that had water flowing through them, one with a small diameter and one with a large diameter. So he noticed that the water flowing through this pipe with the smaller diameter was going a lot faster than the water flowing through the larger pipe. So he used this to determine that there must be this is a lower pressure pipe, has a lower pressure area, and this has a higher pressure area. So he used that to determine that as the velocity increases, the pressure decreases. One way we can see this with an experiment to show that this is true is I have this ping pong ball and this air dryer. The dryer will be providing a wind stream and the ping pong ball will be on top of it. Let's turn it on and see what happens. So you may have noticed that the ping pong ball went up and then it started wobbling around. Well, when I first saw this, I was like, oh, the ping pong ball is wobbling so much, it's about to just fall off. But then it didn't. Well, why is that? So basically, the ping pong ball goes up and it goes this way. So when that happens, the ping pong ball is no longer obstructing the wind stream here, and so it can just go straight and it doesn't have to go up and then hit it and go around. So that causes the velocity to increase. And as we know from Bernoulli's principle, when the velocity increases, the pressure decreases. So we also know that air always moves from high pressure area to low pressure areas. So when the ping pong ball's over here, it's in a higher pressure area, so that means it naturally moves back over to the lower pressure area. Well, then it's back over here, and then that causes this air to start moving faster, and then it has a lower pressure area, and then it moves from the high pressure over here to the low pressure area over here, and then it repeats the cycle. So another example from real life that we can see with this is a hose. So we have this hose, it's just spraying out water, and then we put our thumb over it. Well, when that happens, the water starts spraying out a lot more quickly. So why is that? So basically, the same amount of water is being pushed through, the same volume of water is being pushed through at the same amount of time. And whenever we use our thumb to block this, it's being pushed through a smaller area. So because of this, that causes the velocity of the water to increase as it's going out because the pressure is decreasing. So similarly, we have this river. The same thing applies. We have this river, the smaller area is going, so the velocity increases because it's the same amount of time and the same amount of water. So the velocity of the water increases and the pressure decreases. And then when it spreads out to here, we have the pressure increase and the velocity decreases. Another example of this is airplanes. So have you ever wondered why an airplane just goes up? It's not moving, it's seemingly just, there's no reason why it's flying up. It just doesn't really seem to make much sense. But that's because of the wings of the airplane. So the wing is designed to where as the air is going over here, this just freely allows the air to flow and it goes faster. But it's designed so that on the bottom, it obstructs the airflow and it causes it to go slower. Well, because of Bernoulli's principle, the air going faster up here creates a low pressure zone, and the air going slower creates a higher pressure zone. And as we've learned before, the high pressure zone moves to the low pressure zone, and it pushes the airplane up. One last example that I have is a train. So as a train is moving fast up here, it creates high velocity movement and a low pressure zone. And then over here, it's just not moving at all, so it's obviously a low velocity and a high pressure zone. So then the high pressure moves to the low pressure, and it'll pull anything that's right here towards the train. So those were 4 examples of an experiment that show Bernoulli's principle. Just to recap, Bernoulli was a mathematician who was born in 1700. He's famous for discovering Bernoulli's principle. He discovered it when analyzing 2 pipes, one with a small diameter, one with a large, and noticing that it moves faster through the small diameter than the large diameter. So that's Bernoulli's principle. It states that whenever the pressure increases, the velocity decreases, and when the velocity increases, the pressure decreases. Thank you for watching.